You've always been the one who says yes, even when your body aches, even when your heart whispers stop. You've carried the invisible weight of everyone else's needs, believing that if you please, if you give, if you never say no, you will be safe. But here's the paradox. The very thing that once protected you, that shield of compliance and devotion, has now become the cage that keeps you trapped. You give endlessly. You accommodate, overextend, overthink. And in the quiet moments, those rare pockets of solitude, you feel it. A hollow ache, a whispered resentment, a subtle knowing that your authenticity has been auctioned off for the comfort of others. You are caught between survival and self-betrayal, and the irony is sharp. Your greatest strength has become your deepest vulnerability. This is the psychology of the people-pleaser. At its core, it is not a flaw, it is a survival strategy born from relational wounds. In developmental terms, this often stems from parentification, a phenomenon where a child is forced to meet the emotional needs of their caregivers, training the nervous system to anticipate others' demands over their own. Coupled with hypervigilance, the brain becomes finely tuned to detect approval and rejection, scanning social cues constantly. The default mode network, that resting state of self-reflection, is hijacked by worry over how others perceive you, turning thought into a relentless echo chamber of "I must be enough." Neurologically, this rewiring is not superficial. It embeds a compulsive need to appease deep into your autonomic nervous system, making refusal feel dangerous and consent feel safe, even at the cost of your own well-being. But what is the cost of this endless accommodation? It is the erosion of self. Every yes extracts a tiny payment from your identity. Every suppressed desire, every hidden boundary, every small act of self-denial compounds into what Jung might call the invisible grief of the shadow self, a mourning for the parts of you that were never allowed to emerge. You live with a fear that vulnerability will lead to abandonment. You fear the silence of solitude. You fear the judgment of those whose approval you crave. And so ordinary life, dining with friends, negotiating at work, even asking for help, becomes a labyrinth of anxiety and self-negotiation. You sacrifice authenticity for belonging, comfort for conflict avoidance, your soul for social survival. As adults, this pattern manifests everywhere. You might overcommit at work, taking tasks that crush your energy, struggle to express true feelings to partners, friends, even family, avoid confrontation at all costs, walking on invisible eggshells, experience guilt the moment you assert a boundary, say yes to opportunities that serve others, not yourself. Internalize resentment silently, letting it erode your inner peace. These are coping strategies, not traits. They are echoes of childhood survival mechanisms. Healing begins with witnessing this pattern without judgment, seeing the compulsive yes for what it is, a protective script, not your true voice. Healing is not about erasing the past, it is about reclaiming it. Begin with inner child reparenting, acknowledging the scared, unseen self that once needed to please to survive. Engage in shadow work, naming the parts of you that were silenced. Choose softness. Choose boundaries. Learn that saying no is not rejection. It is a form of self-respect. As Carl Jung reminds us, I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. Step into that truth. Step into the discomfort, and step into yourself. You are not broken. You are whole, waiting to remember. You do not need to fix yourself to be loved. You need only to show up fully and allow the world to meet the real you. And when you do, you discover something remarkable. The cage of pleasing falls away, leaving a life measured not in the approval of others, but in the quiet, unshakable certainty of your own being.